let's jump right into the Q&A. This is coming via TikTok. Ryan says, I genuinely think Izzy was trying to pull a Poatan. How he did Hill. Completely backfired, and man, I would be lying if I wasn't celebrating. I don't think it was a bad stoppage. If you think this was bad, I wonder how you felt about the Cannonier stoppage. Yeah. And listen, I know. I was just reacting in the moment. As I look back at it, it's like, okay, I understand why the ref stopped the fight, but it's Adesanya, man. You got to give him some time. Wayne Kong and Bruno Brazil. We didn't get to that one today, but this is a big fight. Jason Odom says you didn't cover that Bruno is fighting at 10 pounds lighter than the fight weight class of 125. Yeah, so that's always a big deal. You know, when you go down, you might still have some of that strength, but the speed is what's going to be hard to keep up with in terms of Wayne Kong, because that's her weight class. So the speed's going to be there for her. Bruna Brazil is going to possibly struggle in that sense, but that usually happens early and then the fighters settle down. So we'll see how that plays out. At Finn Prosper says, pretty good card overall in terms of this past week at UFC Saudi Arabia. No doubt. Yes, it was. And we had to sit through 5 or 6 decisions near the end, but the Adesanya KO was worth it. At Legalish says, laugh out loud, ha ha ha. Comment, even his team knew it. Talking about Israel Adesanya. Izzy was smashed. Super stop. Yes. So people are not holding back. They believe it was a good stoppage. At Bo Jackson said, you said Paige will probably win, but I'm going for Shara. What does that even mean? That means that I'm confused with the pick because I think the fight can go either way. Right? Sometimes that happens. The fight can go either way. Like I'm picking this guy, but I'm not 100% sure. The other guy may, it just comes down to how the fight plays out. And yes, Michael Venom Page got the victory, moving up to the middleweight division. Big win for him. At Ghost Red Bull says, no, he won't. Adesanya won't win. And he was right. It didn't happen. We were wrong for the first time this year. Back to TikTok. Ben says, got a feeling Khamzat going to keep that belt for a long time. Yes. Yes, I do believe Khamzat keeps the belt for a long time. We just got to sit and wait through all this stuff for it to happen. I mean, it's crazy. Let's get to that fight as soon as possible. Let's make it happen. At Brett Bunk says, I don't think so. MVP is faster, and I don't think the kicks will be effective at that range. Page fights. And you're exactly right. So a lot of people saying Michael Page, a.k.a. Michael Venom Page, is going to win the fight, and people were right. I was wrong on this one. But I was down the middle. I wasn't quite sure. In terms of Bryce Mitchell this past week, I know you guys heard about this. Deuce says he has a history with making remarks that are completely off the wall. This isn't even close to the first, which is crazy because it's probably the worst. He meant what he said, yes. Connor Roush says Bryce said no lies. That's crazy. That's crazy. In terms of Pavlovich versus Rosenstrike, kind of a boring fight, really. Went right into Pavlovich's hands. He said, I got big boy for KO. That didn't happen. In terms of McKinney and Hadzovic, McKinney dominated that fight. McKinney is almost guaranteed a win, which means he will mess around and lose. But oddly enough, he did get the victory, and that's kind of the way things turned out at UFC Saudi Arabia. So a lot of comments coming in to that effect. And, we march forward now. UFC 312 is on the horizon, and I'm glad there's a pay-per-view event this week. Of course, a Super Bowl weekend as well.